Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life of an aspect. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you all. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness, sharing my life stories with Asperger's syndrome, OCD, and the like, along with tips and advice along the way with mental health versus your general health in general. It has been coming to my, attention right now while I've been doing my research or while I've been away, just missing in action, so to speak, that I've been thinking really closely about some of the topics I would love to address to you all regardless, even though some of the topics, as I said to you, are close to my heart, and hopefully that we can share these amongst ourselves or to our loved ones, whoever it may be. So this one is all about creating a positive imagery, mindset, and whatever else it may be, because I thought in this day and age, even though we tend to be really hard on ourselves and that we tend to just, misconceive ourselves of being someone that we're not, obviously, this is the day and age that the social media portrays that we should be like someone else in the way of how we speak, act, and talk, or how we look like, and how we address ourselves. I also noticed that, with the social media, it can bring out some of the negativity, in retrospect of passing out the wrong messages to young girls and guys in general as well. I'm going to address to you all as well for this particular topic today, especially. We tend to be hard on ourselves mainly in the way of our mental state versus our physical and spiritual state. Usually we tend to wish upon ourselves to how we go about, wanting to be someone that we're not and to look really beautiful and compare ourselves to others around us. We need to be able, in how I look at it, be able to accept ourselves and love ourselves for who and what we are before we act, and actually bring out self-care to others and others around us. We have that mentality, one size fits all, however, of, one size fits all kind of books structure that every female or male should be like in a category where they should be slim or, toned or whatever it may be, which we need to just basically remove that infrastructure. So that's why I'm here today, to hopefully bring out basically body positivity, especially. This one's going to be about body positivity, and the next one over will be about just positivity in general, of a positive tag. This one's going to be a tag. So feel free, to sit around for what I'm going to share with you all based on this, and hopefully you will understand positivity, basically, or how the body positivity movement came about. Well, this is a movement that has just recently been started in the early 2000s or late 2000s of 2012, obviously in America. What I've been reading up on the article of American Psychology Today. This obviously movement for the body positivity movement is a movement that encourages all people from all walks of life to adopt more forgiving and affirming attitudes towards themselves as well as towards our bodies, so to speak, with the goal of improving overall health and well-being. As I mentioned before, being able to be confident in our skin. The body positive movement targets all body shapes and sizes, however, and this is the reason to why, how we go about it. So let's begin the questions. And number one is, when did I discover body positivity? Well, I discovered body positivity, basically, a little brief background is that I was really low and down in myself. Many people may seem to see me as a happy-go-lucky kind of girl, always confident, always on the go, always tend to, be happy and all that, even though, mask it all, which is not very good of me in general, even though I may fit, But when I discovered it was when I thought to myself, even though, yes, I used to be the self-loving girl that I was, being able to love myself and give my all to everybody, even though many people may know me as, giving people chances and everything else, till, I wear myself down, obviously, to the point where I can't bounce back up. Another question is, number two is, how does someone become body positive? Okay, we need to be self-aware and assume the responsibility for ourselves to actually figure what our body needs, as well as our mind, spirit, and soul, three was there. Sometimes it may feel harder than others for us to actually have that external expert advice or little voice inside ourselves to tell us, what we should eat and how we should be able to move and keep active and everything else. But playing with the word responsibility makes it much less intimidating. Responsibility simply becomes the ability strong to stimulate, process inside our, mindsets of how we look in ourselves. It's the ability to respond to sensations of hunger or fullness and the need for movement or rest. We need to honour the life and circumstances that make it difficult at times to take care of ourselves, the way we simply do best in this case in the moment. We need to be willing to trust our ability on what we can and can't do, know what feels good and not feel good in our unique body. It's all about trial and error, how I look at it, about how we can think, and we need to be kinder to ourselves in a way of when we make our mistakes. Yes, mistakes are our life lessons, obviously, and teachers, so we need to be able to, be understanding and forgiving on ourselves. Another approach I could give out to you is on how to, become more body positive is to examine some of the messages that we see or hear about, that we receive and continue to receive and hear about on the daily, be it on social medias or from our friends, family, throughout our everyday life and development based on our health, food, weight, etc. We need to pay attention not only to what we've been told, however, by the media and social media, but also by just maybe the cultural experience or some sort of stuff that, revolves around us. Once we can clearly identify the messages, we can then begin to think critically about which ones will work for us. If particular information is intriguing to us, try to see how it makes us feel. If we adopt a behavior that leads to better physical or mental health, basically, most importantly, it's something that we can sustain over the long term if we keep in check of that little wee toolkit. For this same observant position, you can also identify the messages that has triggered the guilt or shame. If the information doesn't make us feel better or is a behavior you can't maintain over time, we should just disregard it and return to what we know is best and right for us. But bear in mind, this shouldn't mean you should ignore what the doctors or any health practitioners does tell us, but what you don't want to do is follow the advice from that expert blindly, especially if they tell you it's imperative you should lose weight to improve your health and suggest you go on a diet. Because obviously at the end of the day, we should know what's best for us and, throw away the key. Number 3, how do you define body positivity? Well, to me, body positivity can be defined as many retrospect, but how I look at it is not just all about the weight, it's just how we feel about ourselves in general, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Yes, it's okay to have a body positive image, but we need to lead by example and how we feel about ourselves. It's about being confident in ourselves, mentally, physically, and spiritually, how I look at it. Okay, number 4 is the issue that you may see in body positivity movement or just body positivity in general. Sometimes I feel that we are sugarcoating about some of the messages about how we should be looking like, how we should feel and look beautiful from the inside out, basically, and how to love ourselves all the time. Sometimes this is a real big ask for some people because some people still may feel a bit down and out about themselves, of how they feel about themselves. Usually there's a lot of mass that is covered, based on shame, pride, or just going out in pursuit about how we should look, regardless. There are many popular weight loss and fitness companies that tend to, run this body positive campaigns, only surfacing messages about, you should feel good about being in your body, but however, the body subtext is that you can't feel good in your body as it is. You need to love yourself, and being body positive is about creating a body that you love instead of starting from a place of love and acceptance and not, needing to change your body. The idea behind their messaging that you should be able to love yourself, and since then you can't do the way you look now. We can give a body that we can love. Essentially though, however, this has become a marketing tool as well for body positivity. It stops about being body positive, but about being a brand and sharing of the voice. Okay, the next question is number 5 is, what used to be your biggest insecurity? My biggest insecurity way back was when I was really insecure about myself is what would others think of me, regardless of what I look like, how I speak, how I go about it. I felt that I was molding myself into society on how people may look at me and how society tend to, as well as the messages on billboards and social medias, is this is the only way to act, this is the only way to speak, this is the only way to think. It's like no ideal way of us just being our own selves and actually shine out and actually be someone different. So my biggest insecurity was about acceptance, people accepting me for who I am, and fear of being rejected by others, even though I know that for forefront that many people may reject me on their own terms. Number 6 is, what made you choose self-love? What made me choose self-love is obviously at the end of the day was after coming out from a relationship as well of the one I've been in the past. I need to learn to love myself a bit more, because obviously I had so many negative thoughts in me while being in that relationship, of the could I have done better? What if I've done this to change myself, or whatever else it may be? I felt that in my well-being, that in this day and age, I felt that, enough is enough. Time to grab the reins and actually say to myself, I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be wanted. I deserve to think. And it's all about how I look at it and my own perspective of life. Number 6 is, what are the most common misconceptions about body positivity? Obviously, it's about feeling incredibly, really wonderful in our own skin and in our own very body of every moment of the day. But it's okay to have our down days. It's okay to have our bad days. But to me, it's not always about forcing ourselves to feel beautiful and wonderful 24/7. As said, we are allowed to have our good days and bad days. We don't have to always accept to, adore every aspect of our body appearance to be body positive. Sometimes we just need to dismiss the fact that, appearance and feelings ain't all about it, but it's how we feel about ourselves and our self-worth, and we're learning to love ourselves. We need to realize that we're not a bad person, on a daily, that we do tend to feel ugly and insecure, but it's just how we see in our mindset as well as we put into practice. But we need to be sure to love ourselves and accept ourselves for who and what we are before we can invite people into our lives to actually love them and accept them. Obviously, another misconception is the assumption of championing our body positivity equates to telling people to be unhealthy or to stop taking care of ourselves. On the other hand, though, that's not what it's doing. It's telling us to be okay within ourselves. There's a lot of research out there that if you hate yourself, you're not going to take care of yourself. But again, the choice is up to us how we go about it. Obviously, there has been clinical studies that has shown us how to, care about ourselves in order to take charge of our health and well-being and mind, spirit, and soul. On the other hand, however, other people's health is nobody's business but our own, or their own. If someone is being unhealthy in a way that we deem inappropriate, that's not a for our concern, as their body, remember, it's all called autonomy. Obviously, this misunderstanding stems from a deeper social issues of fat phobia and people's inability to own their discomfort. with the prejudice against those who are larger in size. So we tend to misconceive that other people that are bigger in size are unhappy in themselves, or they're eating the wrong foods, and that this is another misguiding misconception there. Kalia Prin's misconceptions she's saying about is letting ourselves go, or sitting out on the couch eating junk food all day and not having a care in the world. This is an enormous and non-sensual leap from trying not to hate yourself or make an effort to stop forcing yourself to fit in an impossible cultural standard. The idea of the body is to let go simply because it's not being weight suppressed and being beaten into submission and crammed into a Botox society where it seems fundamentally wrong. Number 8 is, what is a beauty rule every woman should need to break? A beauty rule is, there's a few beauty rules I want to address to you all. You don't have to dress to impress. Feel comfortable in your own skin, even if, there is a world today of these messages that we should be dressing in high heels, we should be wearing makeup, we should be this weight instead of that weight, and in other words, just take care of yourselves and whatever else it may be that we need to. So break that habit and once in a while just live free. Number 9, name 3 things that you like about your body. The 3 things I like about my body is basically my legs. 2 will be my little laughter. Sometimes when I do break out in laughter, as well as my smile. Even when I do it, my down days, I try to, as I say, find something that will make me smile and while laughing. And number 3 would be just how my personality in general, about how I, give off to people my caring little nature as it is, my empathetic side, my little patient side. Sometimes many people might test these about me, but that's just the way life is, apparently. Number 9, what's the one piece of advice you would give someone who's struggling with their body positivity image, or just body in general? Well, it goes hand in hand to what I just said before, basically, about, just be proud of who and what you are in your skin. Nobody can tell you who and what you are about yourself, about how you should think and do about it. Somehow find a way to come out of your shell, even though many people tend to think one way or another, but just be kinder to yourself. There's only one you, and there's only one you in a way of the DNA, so be proud of who and what you are. And number 10, I'm thinking I'm up to top 3 or 5 books that has changed your perception of your body. Well, I haven't been doing much reading, but I have been watching a few YouTube videos and stuff. Even though, like I said before in the very beginning of this video, there is a lot less, information, or less videos based on body positivity and, how we feel about ourselves, be it in females and males. So bear with me, some of this will be for the males as well, hopefully, what I'm addressing to you today. I feel in some ways like, in the spiritual sense, I've been just trying to make sure that my mindset in the spiritual is, on par with how I feel about myself, regardless of what it may be. But I can't think of any at the moment, but I'll get back to you on that. Number 11 is your favorite thing to celebrate your body. There's a few things that I like to celebrate, with my body, even if, I do tend to lose a bit of body weight here and there. My best way is just to have a cheat day, maybe just to reward myself with chocolate, or even just to feel better myself, is to treat myself in a way of maybe massage if I can afford one, if I go to a masseuse, or even just knowing and treat myself to some, treatment, be it my hair versus my, body, nails of my toenails or what have you, just anything in general. And last but not least, question number 12 is, who do you want to tag? I want to just tag anyone that's watching my video, but most importantly, maybe the ones that has inspired me to help me continue on my video. Is I know that many guys may not want to do it, but I suggest that the one that's just come onto my channel, Eden Mills, Selena Ryan, Carmel JC, and anyone else from the Fern Life. Maybe if you want to do it, I suggest you do it. And another one is, I don't know if there just anyone in general who wants to join in the background, but the ones I'm sharing with you all will be listed below in the description of these videos of who they are and how to reach them. So this basically ends about the body positive tag video. Give me the like for thumbs up for support and engagement. My social media sites are listed below if you want to follow me onto those. And don't forget, if you're new to my channel and you've just seen this one today and you're liking this and you want to join me as a YouTube family member, feel free to subscribe to my channel and also just turn on the notification bell so you know what I'm up to in the next few weeks, or just for new content that's coming up, even though some of these are real close to my heart in general, be it mental health in general, because that's where I'm at. Feel free to follow me on the social media site, private message me also on the social media sites if you feel need or have to. Feel free to also share these videos around to family and friends, because I know in my heart there will be someone out there that might need to hear this. So nothing further ado, thanks for watching. Do what you love what you do. Until next time, I'll see you again soon. Ciao for now.